kill your radio. Cutting edges on your stereo. Yeah. Mutabaruka leads the way. So just you let the station play. Yeah. Say your teachings got to hold on me. Yeah. Well, this is Kimani and you're listening to, Mutabaruka. IRFM. Cutting edge. Whoa.
RFM. Thought-provoking. Always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
With Mutabaruka, we are listening to the whole day.
Mutabaruka.
This is Janai FM. We'll be with you on next Wednesday. I was here on Monday too, and I'm going to be here tomorrow. I'm getting very, very enough down this place. Trust me. Mutabaruka get enough dog, Them swap the start, them swap employ me, Andrea Williams, they swap employ me, dog, Believe you me, I dog had enough now.
Nothing will comfort you now.
Talk to Cabo, if you be my manager that you can talk to Andrea Williams. Believe you me. If you really sit down and talk to Cabo, I need a manager to talk to this old lady named Andrea Williams. Yes. And our fellow people them upstairs.
There's no turning back.
Very interesting program line up here. We have a brethren from Zimbabwe we're supposed to talk to. I can see if I can pronounce his name right. Sake Mafundikwa. Safi Mafundikwa. Yes. He's about alphabets and African alphabets. Serious thing. He have a book name so too, as a matter of fact. And him use a whole heap of symbols and Ghanaian motifs, as I would say.
Thought-provoking. Always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
That they call Holy Thursday. It was that time I reached Barnet, 14 Barnet Street. When I reached there, Bustamante start to gather soldiers and police in abundance to search for Rasta. When I reached the station, I see a bulk of people. Rasta and who is not Rasta is there. Beating is going on from all angles. They have a long was that they turn on, use and to water the place there. So it have a piece of iron down here, and it have a piece up here where it's screwing on the pipe. So them turn on the pipe now, and the water running through the was. And them put us down to kneel down in a gutter way and start to beat.
With the hose?
Yes, with the was and big stick and all different type of
so they turn on, what are they doing with the water?
When them lick you and the blood start flow, they turn on the water and wash with the blood.
What a wicked act.
At that time now, Bustamante never come down. Thursday now, Friday morning, which is the time of crucifixion, Bustamante come down.
The Good Friday for them and the Bad Friday.
Yes, and the Bad Friday for her. Yeah. Bustamante come down now with a battalion of police. More police more than soldier. And them start to beat. And them have a
beating in front of Buster now?
Right in front.
The Prime Minister witnessing the beating?
Right in front of Bustamante.
Who they beating?
Please?
Just everybody that get beaten?
Everybody who is inside getting beaten. You have 9 cells round by 14 Barney Street. And from the first one to the 9th, it's packed with people. And people still coming in. So as you come in, you start to get beaten from both sides. Soldier here, police here. Who no butt you, box you. Who no kick you. Them do every type of thing to us at that time. Bustamante was there. And he said to them, say, beat them, and let them say, Rastafari and Babylon stand. And if I don't kill out Rasta out of Jamaica, God for blind me.
So you heard when Buster said
I heard that with my ears, Sister Angela.
Bongo Frank, you heard that with your
I
ears?
heard that with my
I ask you
ears.
this, Bongo Frank, because we hear this all the while. And at first, we are talking to somebody who actually hear it with their
I
own
heard
ears.
that with my ears.
Yes.
Empress Angela.
Tell us what him say again.
Bustamante
Tell us what the Prime Minister said.
Bustamante is the Prime Minister. He has on a cream serge pants, a striped blue shirt with white background. He has on a black water boot, and the bottom of it red. He had a 22 in his side. And him say to the police them, anyway you see one or two, bring them in, dead or alive. And what 14 Barney Street cannot hold, Borg will hold them.
And Borg is a cemetery.
Yes, ma'am. So, while we were there now, I witnessed the cell that I was at, number 1 cell. 35 person in one cell. You cannot lay down, you cannot sit up. You have to stand on one foot, and when that foot tired, you stand on the other one.
35 person.
35 person in one cell.
And that cell can hold about how much people?
It can hold more about 20 or
35. So you have to stand up one foot at a time.
And
how long you stand up like that in a cell?
No, you can't stand up no long time, you know. So you have to stand on the foot and ease it, and stand on the foot and ease it. The man who sit down, if him get up, him can't go back at that space. The man who stand up, and if him try to get a seat, him can't find back the same space where part him come from. Bust the man to take us out. And he tried to transfer us from 14 Barney Street to Hanover, the barrack prison. I was there for 3 months without trial and beaten in every one of the stations that you go to. No mercy never sure to Rasta at that time. Bustamante look upon the people and say, Busta say, if him don't kill out the Rasta people and ganja out of Jamaica, God was blind him. So that time now, the massacre was too terrible to talk about. For there was no one who don't feel pain. If you have the smallest piece of beard, you're going to get a beating. And if you go into a barber shop, and you are not a Rasta, you're going to a barber shop and come out, and the policeman see you, and say you just trim, you're going into jail. I'm saying you go and trim to hide yourself. So at that time, Empress Anja, I can't tell you this time, for it hurt so much that I feel it in all my heart.
I see it on you, my brother.
I feel it in all my heart.
I see it on you, my father.
It's a judgment upon the land.
Fire, man.
God.
The big man, a ball man. Look here, man.
Fire. Blessed be the God of Jacob, who live forever and forever. Selassie, Jah Rastafari.
Never make a politician.
William saying before old pirates came, long before Pythagoras. For those of you who used the maths in school, I still do maths in school, you must know about the math. The maths for them formula that them claim says Pythagoras theorem, which is something that him study in Egypt. You know, Pythagoras spent 20 years in Egypt studying, and now we hear that there is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. It's an African thing. Them not tell you that. If we had known that African people was the original contributor of knowledge and science in the world before all pirates came, we would have looked on ourselves different. But because most of our teachings is gathered from slavery days, we're still living out that slavery ways in this 21st century. We have slaves who don't know that them is slave, so them know are free and them can't get free. And you have bossy slave. We're supposed to be leading the people and setting up certain things for the people. And you have the people them who love to be slaves because them say them do have to think for themselves. If we had known that it was black people who built those pyramids, if we had known that the first university was in Africa, and it was the Africans who taught the Europeans how to say 1, 2, 3 and ABC instead of calling letters numbers, because they had letters for numbers before the African people came there by way of the Moors and spent 700 years in Europe trying to build a society that is affluent in learning, in science and mathematics. If we had known that there was a group of people named the Dogons, if we had known, only if we had known, we would look at ourselves much different. But when we see history, we can't put ourselves in it, because most of the history has been whitewashed. Most of history has been whitewashed. If we had known about the Zimbabwe and the stone temples in Zimbabwe, if we had known about the Bushmen in Namibia and Southern Africa, if we had known about the Moors in Morocco and Mali, if we had known that the Egyptians, the pharaohs, and all of those people resembled us and contributed to world civilization, if we had known, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about if we had known. It's a serious thing. Before all pirates came, we were a different kind of people. But because we got our history through slavery, we are still living out in all sphere of our life. We are still living out that slavery mentality. Sister Carl, Sister Carol, we still are living a slave mentality situation where we depend on people for the things for where we supposed to do for ourselves. And because the slave master put some little house niggas over way, these house niggas behave worse than the slave master most of the time. So them set up them military and them set up them police force to suppress the rebellious nature of the people them. Because when them do something and it do fit into the people's them consciousness, the people them would like to rebel. But guess what? The slave master done set up some house slave over them and say, if them people are go out in a rebellion and shoot them. Shoot them. And don't ask no question neither, just shoot them. Because that is why the police force was started in the first place. The police force was started because them said never again. That Paul Bogle thing, we must never make that happen in Jamaica again. Paul Bogle, the reason for the police force to set up. The fear of the Bakra Massa that what Paul Bogle did would reoccur because them was oppressing the people them continuously and deceiving the people continuously. So them have to do that. Them have to do it. And if them don't watch themselves carefully, not even the police force will be able to stop the wrath of the people. Because even the police, them are suffer. Because them is like the people too. It's just that them have a do a work. As whole heap of policeman tell me, say, boy, Muta, it's just a work we are doing now. And so we feed our family. Can you imagine the time when we can feed the police force outside of the police force? And them recognize that them is part of that oppression and not supposed to be part of the oppressive nature of the slave master. What a terrible thing it will be. What a terrible thing when the police and the soldier them realize that them is part of the people. That when them go home and take off them uniform, them also can be targeted. Because them is part of the oppressed. And powerful people will never educate powerless people in what it means to take the power away from them. Because the aim of powerful people is to stay powerful by any means necessary. That the Africans, them were cannibals and them used to eat people. In these, we used to say all the while, we say the African, them have some big iron pot with some whole heap of bone in them nose and all them thing there. But I tell you, if we was eating those invaders, we would be in a better situation now. Tubman says, I have freed many slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. All the man them and the woman them who sit down in a parliament representing the people, all of them.
So therefore I can see my Highland don't sell out. Please don't sell out.
With the Americans about ganja as a drug, where we can't do nothing with it, and they also help us to kill it out, because right now them have money in the budget to destroy ganja as we speak here. There's money in the budget to destroy ganja. Meanwhile, around the corner, them telling us that they're going to decriminalize it. They are talking with forked tongue. Them have money in the budget to kill out the ganja. Yet still them talking about the decriminalization of ganja. It's long time Rasta tell them say all of the problem where you see them have economically could be solved immediately with the ganja. Now we see them robbing the people them again. Selling out the people them for $1 out of your $1,000. Sir. Them going to take $1 out of your $1,000. And not them take it neither. It's the bank that take it for them. So them have a accomplice with them. Them not brave enough to come take it for themselves, because them know how you don't look on them already. So them allow the bank now to take it from you and give them. Selling road for $1, for every $1,000. Them go with $1. Believe you me, it's a serious thing. African people, if only you know, or if only you knew that you were an African people, part of that great civilization that gave the world so many things that is now attributed to Europeans. If only you knew who you were in this realms of history, we would be so different.
We are the
Sister P on the television being asked a question about this tax thing. And I am watching her, and all she's doing is saying, you have to refer to my Minister of Finance. And when I look at her, I could not but remember something I read in the Bible. There was a man named Pontius Pilate. And Pontius Pilate, when the man named Jesus was brought in front of him looked on the man and said, look here, I find no fault in this man. What shall I do? And him get some water and wash him and have it. It reminds me very much of that incident in that little story there, where Pontius Pilate washed him and said, look here, I do have nothing to do with this thing here. When you do what I want to do with him, I find no fault in him. I hear Sister Peter, I really don't know. I mean, like, you know, I better you ask my minister. Just go and talk to my minister. I don't want to preempt my minister. He's going to talk last. And I would, you know, I'll tell you. But we are the one, we are weird for it all. You know, so some of them tune where we are playing now, we usually play them late at night, but we decided we're going to bring them up further, near up to the beginning of the program. You know, say, I am my ancestor. I know, say, you look for some ghost business, you know, and dopey when people talk about ancestor, but see me here, right as so. I am my ancestor, and my ancestor is I. In other words, if there was no ancestor, I wouldn't be here. And it is because I am here why my ancestor still exists. It's a reciprocation of consciousness and levity and overstanding of your surroundings and who you are. So when you say hi, you are say hi ancestor. When you say hi, don't go further than I. Because there is no me and there is no you. It's only I and I. We are the ones we were looking for. Believe you me. We are the ones.
We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones.
Reasoning, we are the ones we've been waiting. So don't look for nobody else. You could have looked a little more. We are the one. This is where I wait. When I say them, I wait for this and I wait for that. People are waiting for Armageddon. People are waiting for Judgment Day. People are waiting for everybody to come save you. We are the one we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. African people, there is nobody that is going to save you right now. You have to save yourself. And the saving of self is to go back. Them call it Sankofa. You go back and examine and come forward with the knowledge that you've received when going back, and use it to see how you can re-energize yourself in this time, because that is where we really need. We need some rejuvenation of self. We need to massage our brains, and that part of our brains where we hardly are used, with the faculty there, where we can philosophize and institutionalize some of our ancient past. And we have to recognize the past but don't live in it. And we can be modern but not Western. I remember Gerald Rollins said that thing. You can be modern but not Western. Modernization don't mean Westernization. It's just that we get so caught up with it because we're in this part of the world and we're near to America, the great America. we become Americans even though we do have no visa. A whole heap of we American so we don't have no visa, you know. Some of we never ever go to the airport yet. And we are going like we American too. We have big TV in our house, you know, and we can mimic everything on the TV, and we can go in a supermarket, go see all the things them look like America. And we can go in at the store them and see the cheap goods them where come from China via America. Because that is what our foreign investors known as Eaglers do. They go to America and invest in foreign goods. Those of us who cannot go to China, we end up in America and buy Chinese goods and bring it back down here so and sell it. And the people then put it on as both slave and go out them work. And I go on and I show off like say them unique. When everybody are wear the same clothes, you know, and everybody have the same eardo and everybody have the same toenail and the same lipstick. If somebody come and paint up them lip blue, everybody blue it up. If somebody paint them fingernail with that sort of color, everybody. It's a craziness. It's a craziness. This is the cutting edge on IRFM we're there with you.
Yeah, what?
Education right now. I don't know how much you know Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I, but it's a man with their own long time. I talk about nutrition and the health of African people and how them should go about revitalizing themselves through certain process. We want to play a tape here from Dr. Sebi giving a lecture. Yes. Health and nutrition lecture as usual. For those of you who don't know of him, you're going to know of him tonight. For those of you who know him, you're going to hear him talk, which most of the time him talk about the same thing still. You know, him like him keep saying the same thing because he might talk to different audience sometime and the different audience tape him, but when you really get it, it's basically the same thing I'm saying most of him lectures. But it's a man with about long time. Long time I upset a whole heap of people too. He upset a whole heap of people with the vibes, you understand? And whole heap of people scared when them hear him talk. Because after him done with you, you have to ask what left, what you're supposed to do. So you know, without further ado, we're going to present Dr. Sebi.
Greetings. My name is Sebi. Many knows me as Dr. Sebi. And today I am asked to afford you this lecture that you're about to hear. Naturally, when we say afford you a lecture, we should always walk away from that lecture with something that we could incorporate into our lives to make it a little bit stressless. The subject today is healing. But as you and I know, that healing has taken on so many vernaculars and so many shades. In fact, there are so many expressions in healing that has become confusing to many. This is why Sebi, a representative of the House of Osama, we have put together a beautiful subject for you today, that it would clear all of the misunderstanding as to these many expressions of healing. What we will also see in the journey is that God appears at the very top. But since there has been a disconnection with life, a severance, it's difficult for many of us to know the things that would complement from those that would not. We said that the subject is healing. Well, in healing, we hear about the Ayurvedic, we hear about the yin-yang, which is Chinese, the Ayurvedic being Indian, the macrobiotic, which is Japanese. We hear from the homeopathic, which is European. We also hear about the allopathic, which is also European. But if we listen carefully, in mentioning all of these philosophies or modalities, one is missing. The one that is missing is the cornerstone that the builders rejected. But it is the one that completes the building. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to say today that you will be acquainted with the cornerstone as far as addressing health and nutrition. When we investigate the modalities before mentioned, we could clearly show that each and every one of them presents us with a substance that instead of complementing us, they do just the opposite. They offense our biology. We'll begin with the allopathic, that shows that the use of carcinogens. But in the use of carcinogens, we find that they erodes cells because they are acid-base. Being acid-base, there is a tendency to disrupt the hormonal flow of the body and causing stress. In fact, it robs us of our energy. We leave the allopathic and we go to the homeopathic. Homeopathy began by a man known as Hahnemann. He's from England. Hahnemann came out of the same school of thought as Mr. William Sessler and Alfred Binet. These men were biochemists, and they did a very good job in analyzing the human body and breaking the body down into a biochemical structure, understanding that the blood is composed of iron, the bones is calcium, the brain is copper. They break the whole body down and place it into a biochemical environment, which was correct. The problem with Alfred Binet, O'Connor, and this man Hahnemann is that I have to take a break. I'll be right back. We said that Dr. Hahnemann, like Mr. William Sessler, who is the forerunner of the science of biochemistry, decided to analyze the body according to the minerals that were missing or deficient would determine a disease, which was again consistent. They said that if iron is lacking in the body, well, naturally, the body would suffer anemia or some state of anemia. Anemia, hypoglycemia, leukemia, sickle cell anemia. But if the body is lacking of calcium, then the bones would be stressed. We're presented with rickets or osteoporosis, which is the breaking of the bones, cracking of the bones. That was also consistent. Where they failed is that when they decide to use the substance to replace the minerals that is deficient, they used an oxide. An oxide. What is an oxide? An oxide is a rock that you find in the ground. An oxide is what you make steel out of. So we'll explain, because this has not been properly explained to the general public. If someone is anemic, the doctor would diagnose and properly assess that iron is lacking. That is consistent. We have 28 years of showing that. When iron is deficient, then you'll be weak, you'll be anemic, you'll be lacking of energy. In fact, your very thoughts are not clear. They cannot be clear when iron is lacking, because iron is the mineral that conveys oxygen to the brain. Where they made a mistake, instead of offering the iron that is consistent with the human body, meaning that the iron that is supposed to be recommended should be one that has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, the CHO chain. That is not found in the oxide state, which is the rock. You see, the rock, the iron oxide, is what they use to make a bridge with. Steel. The body cannot assimilate a rock. But if we use our common sense and look for a plant that has iron as the predominant mineral, then naturally, common sense could show us that if this plant that is carbon-based, and the human body being carbon-based, there is affinity. That is called chemical affinity. Because there is affinity, there is assimilation. So we leave homeopathy understanding that that which is offered is an oxide that will not assimilate. As we leave homeopathy and we travel now to the Ayurvedic, which is Indian, we find that in their philosophy, the offering of the Ayurvedic, one of them is highly acid. It offends the kidneys. It crystallizes in the kidneys. This offering is ghee. Ghee is used in the Indian food. It is not my position to criticize the Indian food, because I suppose that the Indian food is consistent with the Indians. But for an African, not so. We cannot tolerate lactose because our DNA, our cellular structure, our gene just cannot assimilate lactose. It offends our biology. So we cannot look to the Ayurvedic for the answer for our particular medical conditions, because they will be offering us not only ghee, which is an animal product, but it will offer us likewise garlic. When garlic contains an oxide known as allyl, which is highly caustic, it burns cells, it destroys cells, it weakens the membrane. You and I have been told that garlic is one of the oldest remedies on the planet. garlic is used way back into biblical times. Probably so. And I don't know if that is true. And it may have been so. But it has nothing to do with the African that live in the forest, which will be touched in a minute. Garlic. I use garlic in my inception, my early healing journey, because I was like many, reading the books and claiming that I'm a healer. And in the book it says that garlic is a substance that would lower the pressure. That is also true. But what they didn't say is that garlic, besides lowering the pressure, it has a tendency to weaken the membrane, to destroy the membrane. I will be right back.
Ready?
On the subject of garlic, garlic weakens the membrane and ultimately destroying the membranes. When we are told that it is a good medicine. So we leave the Ayurvedic and we go to the yin-yang, the Chinese medicine. I was once interviewed on Channel 5 in New York by the Bill McCreary Report. The McCreary Report. On the program was a Chinese doctor, Dr. Wu, a very eminent herbalist. He said that in his givings, he said that Chinese people have been using herb for 10,000 years. And they have recorded. I told him that could probably be so. But that the African people live in the forest ever since creation. And that goes into millions of years. So you see, we should not even make a statement that the Africans or the Chinese been using earth for millions and trillions of years. We want to know, that which you are using, is it consistent with our biology? Is it electrical? Sure, we have to ask these questions. But because we have disconnected, they could give us anything. They could tell us anything. Little did we know that 90% of the earth that the Chinese people uses, and they would admit to it themselves, they are cultivated. And what does that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything. When you cultivate a plant, it means that that plant is unnatural. It is artificial. But we, not knowing that they are artificial plants and that they are natural, one that was made by men and one that was made by God. Chinese uses herbs that are hybrid. Dongqua, that's a hybrid plant. Golden seal is a hybrid plant. These plants are made, and because they are made, the base has to be an acid one. So, well, we could not look to China for the ills of Africa, because my visit to China, I saw this, that Chinese medicine are not herbs. Chinese medicine are those same chemicals that are offered to every country in the world. There are people that uses Chinese medicine in China, which are herbs, but they're not curing anything. I once had a patient that had diabetes in New York. This man is named France. France had a Chinaman as a doctor. He had diabetes. The Chinaman was treating France for 18 years. When France came to me 3 weeks later, he had diabetes, disappeared. Rice. contains cyanide. So when we eat rice, rest assured that your mucous membrane would be compromised. Now, how do we put this into a healing package? This rice diet. And I remember I lived in New Orleans with many of my friends was telling me that this man was a scientist and that he recommended rice. That rice is a poison. The only rice that is made on this planet that was made by God is that one that we call the wild rice. So why did we, the so-called Negro or the African, even elected to look towards Japan for the answer? We were in violation of God. Because when God placed us on the planet, He placed everything that we needed right on the continent. And now we'll go into the other modality that has not been mentioned. I'll be right back.
Ask our Father what dreams are made of.
Rice was the last of the recommendations that was made to us outside of Africa. So as we travel from the allopathic, the homeopathic, the Ayurvedic, the yin-yang, and the macrobiotic, in these 5 different expressions of healing, we never once heard of an African perspective. And rightfully so, because that was ours to do. But little did we know that we had to journey back home to that place that God placed us to look for the answer. Well, as we traveled back home, we found, yes, there is virtue in what God placed in Africa. So now we offer you, not only to our brothers and sisters, but to the whole entire planet, the African biomineral balance. What is the African biomineral balance? The African biomineral balance is electric food. Electric food, yes, electric food. You see, God is the answer, we said. But since there's so many different expressions of God, we have the Christians, we have the Muslims, we have the Buddhas, we have the Shintos, we have Yoruba, we have a whole lot more. One thing we notice in all of these expressions and philosophies of God is that each and every one of them consumes substance that the Creator did not make. So therefore, one could easily conclude that if there is one Creator, there should be only one school of thought representing that one Creator. But instead, we have many expressions. And the reason for that, we have just seen yesterday. By us indulging in those things that were not part of creation, it divided us from ourselves. Explain it? Of course. You deserve an explanation. When someone consumes rice and beans, milk, cheese, butter, and eggs, by the time that person reaches the age of 30, there's already the manifestation of a disease. Why? The membranes, the mucous membrane has been compromised to the acid food that we've been ingesting. In that breaking down of the cells, the part that suffers first is the brain. The thought pattern changes. Further, there is stress that we are presented with. A high degree of stress. Why? Because we are out of balance. You know, it is like putting gasoline in a diesel car or feeding a gorilla grass. No, a gorilla eats grass, but a polar bear eats meat. You cannot give a gorilla the food of the polar bear, which is blood. Then you're violating the very creation of God. Because when God placed a gorilla in Africa, there was leaves. But for the polar bear, he placed flesh and blood. We now ask the question, why are there so many divisions and expressions of God? But just think about it. Just think about it for 1 minute. That the cows in England, when they were given meat, flesh grind up with the concentrate that they were eating, what happened to the cows? They call it the mad cow disease. The cow was eating cow, and he became mad. We are eating cows, and we expect to be sane. So could that be the reason? Because God did not make a cow. A cow is a hybrid animal. He's not a product of life. But because we have disconnected, it is difficult for us to even see that that was possible. That an animal could have been made, but of course, it was made through grafting. This we didn't know, like they made an orange, like they made a grapefruit. I will be right back to continue this little conversation. Be back on the hybrids now. We left off about the cows not being a product of God, so therefore one should not drink its milk nor eat its cheese. But to know that, one has to reconnect. This is the title of the subject, the reconnection. The African biomineral balance that is responsible for curing AIDS, sickle cell, lupus, herpes, blindness, and many, many, many others, impotence, paralysis, was done because there is an understanding that allow us the privilege to do so, avails us the privilege to deliver to you the quality of healing that we offer today. It comes from the understanding of God. But like we said, many have many interpretations. We're not here to criticize any, but we are here to show that that interpretation that we have of God has given us the privilege to heal many people. The Bible says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations in the book of Genesis. It goes further in the book of Ezekiel. Herbs are for healing and the leaves are for medicine. The fruit shall be for meat. It goes on to the book of Revelation. Herbs are for healing. So we ask the question, if the book that represents God Almighty states that the herbs are for the healing of the nations, what happened to us that when we got sick we went to get a chemical and injection? What happened to us that goes now to get an injection and a chemical? what is the message that we are sending? What is it that we are saying? My brother, he preached for many, many, many years. When he got sick, he didn't go to the herb that God talked about in the Bible. He went to a doctor. My brother has been buried 15 years. I'm not saying that he was wrong to make the decision. It was a decision that he had to make based on his interpretation of God. Well, I, being a representative of the house of Osama and the family of Osama, I could hardly even think that I would violate God Almighty. That one has to be more than insane to even think that we're going to get away by violating the Creator. No. At Osama, we respect everything that is made by Creator at creation, and we avoid that which was made by man. And this is the key to the understanding of healing someone of a disease. Yes, in the year of 1985, I was invited in New York to go on this station known as WLIB. I told the public of New York that they should not eat carrots or drink carrot juice. Well, everyone that was a healer in New York, and also the recipients, their patients, would be angered at me. But I could understand their anger. Of course I have to understand their anger. The anger is precipitated by stress placed by the same carrot that they're drinking and the tofu that they're eating. But we understand that 400 years of feeding a race of people meat that were not supposed to eat meat has taken a toll on the race, on the gene. And this is precisely why we have to reach a level in the art of healing to be patient, to be loving, to be understanding, because we came out and still in a state of disease. And that applies to Dr. Sebi. I am a product of disease. I am a product of a mother and a father that ate nothing but garbage. Was I not supposed to be born with asthma? Of course, it was given to me before I was born. And this has happened to the race today. So we find that because in 1985, no one knew that carrots was a poison. How many more things are there that we don't know about?
You know, so you're listening to one of the most radical doctors on the face of this planet Earth, yeah. Yes, a black man who stand up for Africa, who show you say, boy, right now, what about the things where I eat, hybrid things, is not our thing. We have to look for things where seed, yeah, that's how the seed food ever deal, you know, meaning say, anytime you plant something and it bear back the seed, at least it's how I interpret him, when you plant back the seed, you have certain plants when you plant it back, you know, get back the seed. You have to start from the seed again. And when you plant that, the seed not come up, you have to plant. Every time you plant it, you have to get the seed. You have plants where anytime you plant it, the seed come up and it fall back. Like a simple callaloo. You know, callaloo, when it seed up, it drop back the seed then on the ground and it grow back the same vegetable. You know, you have plants that don't do that. You have plants that don't do that. And you have plants that man make with seed. And you plant by the seed and get the something. You know, like you have a thing named ugly fruit, artenic, and them thing that were man splice. You have even mango, because when I was a youth, them splice up some mango and you look at the tree and you see Easton and Julie, they probably see a mango tree. And you know, so you use back that seed there. You can't get back certain things from it. You know, so it's like how they mix the tiger with the lion, you know, and call it liger. It's a weird thing. They mix the lion with the tiger and call it liger now. So you have a new breed of animal. Years down the line now, you go and feel says God make the animal when it's really man go in a laboratory go make it. So it's a serious thing. So we'll go forward to that.
Are they that we don't know about? See? God is the answer. If we knew the things that God made from the things that man made, it would be very easy for us to differentiate or to separate. If we could differentiate, we could separate. But if I put items in front of someone, even though they may have a master's degree or a doctorate degree, it means absolutely nothing. Because they don't know what's supposed to go in their mouth. They may know all sorts of matters in philosophy, but I am not a product of philosophy, so therefore I didn't give Benedict Spinoza or Plato, Aristotle, or Diogenes. I didn't give them a second of my time because I knew that they didn't have anything to offer to an African, and especially something to enhance my health that would make me happy with myself. That does not come out of Plato's Republic. That could only come from an environment that was made specifically for us. Like the polar bear. You cannot place the polar bear in Africa, in the Serengeti plain. Of course not. He would die in a fortnight or less. So therefore he was placed in Alaska, showing us that there is environment and food that is consistent with a cellular group. So therefore now we come to the critical question. Why are we divided? Why can I love a Muslim and a Christian, a Buddha and everyone else? Why can I do that? No. I was told by someone in Atlanta, Georgia just recently that I had to take one side or the other. Well, if I'm supposed to take a side or the other, then I would take the side of my foreparents. They were Africans, and I am an African. And because I took that position, I could see clearer. I could extrapolate from Africa those components that have me as healthy as I am today. And I am not as healthy as I could be or should have been. But I'm healthier than 35, 37 years ago when I had asthma. I was impotent. I had diabetes. I wore glasses 37 years ago. So I'm 67. I should be 37 years sicker. But no. I happen to be not as sick. And thanks to God. But our understanding that led us to this God journey, we had to go back to Africa. We had to go to Africa because Africa holds the key. Whether we want to or not, Africa holds the key. In the year of 1987, your brother and servant, Dr. Sebi, was arrested because he claimed to cure AIDS, sickle cell, lupus, herpes, blindness, diabetes, and many other diseases. Dr. Sebi understood that for them to embrace what I said, their understanding had to transcend that which prevails. Because we are a product of the quantum theory. We believe in a philosophy. We don't believe in reality. We don't even know what that is. Because when someone places a glass of celery juice in their mouth, then they need to be questioned. Why? Because celery contains the highest concentration of inorganic sodium.
Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge on RFM. You know, so the time it's past 12. It's 2 minutes past 12.
Organic sodium. So you see, again we show that we are not wrapped tight as we think that we are. But thanks to God, the message is here. The message of healing is here. Why? Because Hajar, that had a hole in her heart when she was only 6 months of age, was cured. Now Hajra is 15. Mecca is in Atlanta, Georgia. She had a tumor on her frontal lobe and she was blind from age 8 to age 11. She's no longer blind and she's seeing. We have Achilles Stroud who lives now in Minnesota. She had sickle cell anemia. She was cured. And we have Mr. Stringfellow from Atlanta, Georgia that had diabetes. He was cured in 7 days. So ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I could produce diagnostic sheet in Honduras where people was cured of AIDS in less than 2 months. To you, it would be a miracle, but to us, it's common sense. What do? We adhere to that strict path that God designed for us. We're not as strict as we would like to be, because we live in America where it gets cold. Right there, my biology is being offended. You see, we're you, here with you, with the same poisons offered to you is offered to all of us. But what we're saying is that if that which we embrace far as healing is concerned, then the rest of the healers in the world, not only America, but in the whole entire planet, if they had embraced God the way they think that they're embracing, they too would cure AIDS, sickle cell, lupus, and the rest. It's not that it is difficult. It is just that we are not focused as we should, because we've been eating the meat for 400 years. So here we have it. Uric acid, meat, carbonic acid, starch, lactic acid, milk, cheese, butter. So here we have it. Carbonic, lactic, and uric acid eating away on our brain for 400 years, and then we gonna say that we are wrapped tight. No, we are not wrapped too tight. We've been violators. This is why I knew that many people that used to listen to the Psyche Network that was supposed to get all this spiritual guidance, they came to us later. Stress with a disease. Stress because of emotion. We knew why. They will remain stressed regardless to your psyche prescriptions. You were eating the wrong food. But if we stop eating the food that is given to us today by all of these different philosophies, we would not need the Psyche Network. We could see. We would be able to see, because our nervous system would be at ease. We could project. Then, the better part of it is this. The love that one needs to have for self would arrive, because there is peace. Love is not going to enter when there is chaos. And chaos only comes in when there is acid, when there is an acid substance offered to the human body. But once the acid substance is removed, peace enters. And now you could say, well, I'm in love, and I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, this journey is not a difficult one. It may be a tedious one. But we were compelled to make this tape, to bring this information to you, because there should not be any reason why, like we said, for the rest of the healers not to be able to heal the diseases that they are trying to heal. And I know that all of them are doing it with love. They want to heal. But when you use aloe vera, you use comfrey, you use vitamin A and E, well, you're not going to reach the goal that you're pursuing. The goal line would be receding faster than you could run, because you're offering all of these substances that has no place in human biology. Yes, the African biomineral balance offers that which is electrical, that which complement that which has not been offered. And this is precisely why we are curing the diseases that you find it so difficult to believe that we have accomplished. But yes, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, it was easy for us to show the Supreme Court of New York that yes, the African is capable of delivering, like all true history. Benjamin Banneker, George Washington Carver, Elijah McCoy, Charles Drew, and now you have the House of Osama, which is addressing disease from a cellular and a DNA level. This has not been done for us. All of these modalities and philosophies, none of them considered genetics. Because they did not consider genetics, this is precisely why we are sicker now than we've ever been. Because as we look towards Africa, we would find that the people that live in the forest, that were our ancestors, there were no hospitals, there were no pharmacy, there were no medicines, there were no jails, there were no policemen, there were no judges, there were no money, but there was happiness, there was life. Those people were the strongest when they were brought here. How could they be that strong? Because they was in direct compliance with God. There was no rice and beans. There were no tofu. Because many people think that tofu is a natural food. Well, did you know that tofu was made in England? The bean is called soy. That bean was made by a Benedictine priest. His name was Grigor Mendel. He made the beans. That bean contains starch and inorganic silica. When you eat tofu, you're eating plastics. It is tofu, it is soybean that George Washington Carver used to make plastics. So let us ask ourselves the question, how could we use a substance that is used to make plastic offered to us as a nutrition? That is the disconnection. The connection comes when one turns to God and begin to ingest electric food. And that is what we offer at the House of Osama. Electric food to electrify the system. And because of that, we were arrested and tried. And thanks God, because we were consistent and we continue to do so, we had to win our case. Yes, brothers and sisters, healing is here. But healing brings love. And if healing was being offered, there would not be these various houses, such as I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddha, I'm a whatever. No, there would be love. That's all. But it can't be, because I'm eating that which divides me. So if it's divide me, that gives me rheumatoid arthritis, I cannot even reach for a glass of water and bring it to my mouth because my fingers are paining me. I'm rheumatoid. So between my brain that says you need the glass of water and my hands to bring it to my mouth, there is division. So if acids could divide me within myself, what are the chances in dividing me and you? They are much, much greater. Crime is very high, not only in America, among us, in Africa. I just left Africa, and I saw that the division that exists in Africa among tribes is so great that I can't even marry a Hausa if I'm a Yoruba. But when I'm in love with someone, I didn't ask that some sister, what tribe are you a member of? No, she liked me, I like her, we get married. That cannot happen in Africa. You have to belong to the same tribe. So now we ask ourselves the question, are they wrong? No. Are we wrong? No. The same seed of dissension was planted in both of us. The diet that we are eating is undermining us. So now we are coming to a close, showing that we should not be offended. We should not be embarrassed. We should not be ashamed of the things that have happened to us in the past. They were supposed to happen. If that which took place in our lives, our experiences, was not supposed to happen, it would not have happened. But since we say that everything is in divine order, yes, we're going to live up to the very letter. Everything is in divine order. Well, if the black man was not supposed to be in America at this time in history, he would not be here. And if that person that we call the white man, if he was not supposed to go to Africa and bring us here, that would not have happened either. That is like writing history without mentioning Hitler. I cannot agree with what Hitler did, but I can't disagree either. But he was part of this historical chronology. We could take the same position against the white man. That you brought me here and made me a slave, then I should be angry at you. But no, that was supposed to happen. Now, the message of healing is here. That was supposed to happen. So I'm saying, since this message is here now, it behooves us to adhere to this message, because this message is godly. Yes, brothers and sisters, the message is here. Because there's evidence. There's surmountable amount of people that would give testimonies as to that they were cured, tumors in their breast, passing tumors from the uterus, insanity and the rest. So we ask you not to believe what we say, because life is not based on belief. Life is based on what you know. And the fact of the matter is, we're not in love anymore, simply because we're not eating the foods that were designed for us. So therefore, we are left vulnerable to the discretion of others. And in that vulnerability, anger is the result. This is why when I heard that Malcolm's grandson killed his wife, that was not supposed to be something that we should think was so awesome, so awful. The boy was already programmed, like all of us are programmed to do such a thing. He's not the first, and he will not be the last. It is the acid that prevails, that compels us to act in an uncivil way. So yes, we are happy to know that there is an institute and there is a house known as Osama that is addressing the diseases that they claim are incurable, and that we are able to reverse those pathologies, and that we will continue to do so because it behooves us to return to the point of departure if we are lost. And I thank you very much.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
You look me hungry. The only raw food restaurant in Jamaica. Marketplace. Who are you love Iwawa. Believe you me. You know say at them kind of reason the Iwawa love it up. Believe you me, at them kind of reason Iwawa love. So why you look me hungry? Of course we have to you look me hungry. Black man they do the freak. And all other kind of dances that him can find out. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. We want to tell you that Sunday up Bay, Portland, is the this poem, Words Festival, believe you me, no poet, I go gather up there, nomads. Yours truly, Keshima Francis, DYCR.
Not realizing that it
many more. We don't like to say many more, but nobody know the planet name many more. But we have to say many more because we don't remember the rest. To mention. For a youth, I was a Muslim. I used to do down play music with Boris Gardner. Yes. When it was Boris Gardner happening, yes, I used to play with Boris Gardner happening. I don't even know if Boris Gardner knows, say, that's the same bridge, I know. People change. Tony. I don't remember him last name. I don't first name about Tony. We used to see him all over the place. Sombrero. We used to see him VIP. We used to see him down at the place that name again down at Average Street. Flamingo Hotel. Yes, Boris Gardner used to play enough in a Flamingo Hotel. But we transform and the consciousness prevail. I will continue the journey.
Hail I, Rastafari, His Majesty I. African drums, Naya Bingi drums.
Truly. I played this tune released in Japan years ago. And on the phone, we have Yoko. Oh, blessed?
Greetings, Muta.
You know, so we have played this tune. It's ironical that you call when we have played this tune, yeah?
Yeah, I sound good.
This tune was done for Japan.
Really?
I don't know if you ever hear it in Japan yet, but years ago we did this song, did this poem here, and it for Japan.
Really?
I don't know if you ever hear it in Japan yet, but years ago we did this song, did this poem here, and it was released in Japan years ago.
Yeah.
So how you do?
Good.
You alright? I hear that you're going back to Japan soon?
Yes, yes.
And you know, people hear me play your tune and them say, I wish part of the Japanese girl they come from, you know?
Yes, I hear, I listen.
Yeah.
That you play. I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yes.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So the reggae scene in Japan seem to X out the Jamaican artists them now. Why is that?
What in the X out?
Meaning that over a period of time there were more Jamaicans going to Japan to perform, but what we're seeing is less Jamaicans going to Japan to perform now.
Yes, because of Japanese artist rights, and the Japanese people want to listen Japanese lyrics, easier to understand. And also the Kakian, which promote Japan Splash, was no more. So the cost of the carry Jamaican artists too much. Okay. The cost. Then so the Japanese artists rise and cheaper cost.
Yeah.
So that is a thing.
All right. So when a Jamaican artist go to Japan nowadays, what did him do? Him use tracks. Him use a Japanese band. What him do?
I think track, and they have a Japanese band called Homegrown.
Yeah.
They are very good dance, or they can play anything and they can back up very professional.
The Japanese band?
Yeah.
So which Jamaican artist is Japanese band back in Japan?
I think many artists they do when they come I think Super Cat and Sizzla and all those artists.
Who you say? I don't hear you. The first one. You said Sizzla, I don't hear you. Who's the other one?
Super Cat. I think
Super Cat. Yeah. Super Cat. Okay.
And then I think other artists.
Yeah. All right. So there's no festivals in Japan again?
There's many festivals and they have
them just use Japanese artists.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And but there's some artists that maybe carry maybe few, but they still go to Japan.
What is it? Which is the last big Jamaican act that you saw in Japan? The last big Jamaican act.
Last?
Yeah, the last big Jamaican act you saw in Japan.
Last Jamaican act?
Yeah, you saw in Japan, yes. Big, like a big act.
Like Luciano and Luciano.
That's the last artist. But maybe you know if it's not artist because you know they are Japan. You Jamaican a man to go be here.
Yes. True.
So how you do in Japan now? Because I know you've been making a lot of music. But they are mostly in Japan.
I have a couple of events I'm going to expect. Like annual event in Tokyo, One Love Jamaica Festival in June. Hold
on. You have a One Love Jamaican Festival without any Jamaican on it?
Well, that is a free event. Like free event. Big park in Tokyo. And they have a Jamaican, I think the Jamaican embassy in Japan involved in, and also the Japan.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to find out is this Jamaica festival. Is there any Jamaican artists on it?
They are the Jamaican artists who live in Japan.
Oh, they live in Japan.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And also, they are the Emperor Haile Selassie Art Strong Festival in July, and that is annual event too.
Oh, what is that festival about?
Emperor Haile Selassie Art Strong. That is a root music festival. Each year they keep in Shizuoka.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
So who they invite? Which artists they invite on that?
Mostly Japanese roots music artists.
Well, when you get nationalistic hard, don't tell me something now. They don't have, like, for instance, at the universities. I remember there was a Japanese professor who checked me years ago when I had this folk fellowship in university, that she wanted me to come to Japan at some university there. Is there any study in the universities there about Rastafari and about Jamaican culture? Is there a study or just music?
I know Japanese guy, he studied about Rastafari. And then he went to Bobo Hill and studied about it.
The Japanese?
Yes, and he graduated after he went to the Kyoto University.
Okay.
And then he still studied.
Okay. So he's now teaching about Rasta in the university.
I think he studied in the some kind of museum.
Okay.
He worked at the museum and still study folklore, some kind.
Yeah, folklore. So like how you is in Jamaica a lot.
Yes.
You don't do any work as it relates to Rasta in these. Like, I mean, I know you're a musician and music business, but there's a time when you have to kind of ease with the music and come face to face with what you see as Rastafari. Because here you have a song, and you mention who is a Rasta man in Jamaica. You mention a whole heap of Rasta in the tune. Are these Rastas, when you talk in Japan, and people hear these names, is it something that the people them said they would have liked to know these Rastas, they would have liked you bring these Rastas to Japan to talk to them about Rasta? How that work?
Yeah, that is very interesting, the ideas. And many people want to know about Rasta and what is Rastafari in Japan. there are many books in Japan that people read, but it's not really, some part is not really understand.
Yeah.
And it's many people want to know.
So how they going to know if you're not, if no Rasta, if it's Japanese who come down here and study Rasta is pushing Rasta up there? How they going to know the authentic Rastafari way? How they going to know it?
Authentic Rastafari.
Yeah, how they going to know if there's no reggae musician going up there, which most of them is Rasta, and if there's no Rasta forum in Japan?
Yeah, yes.
How they going to know about Rasta? See, if you say that a whole heap of people, there's a whole heap of interest in Rasta, how they going to know about Rasta in Japan?
Yes, sometimes me and my sister thinking about like the forum and some workshop and invite some authentic Rasta.
Yeah, that's what I asked you, see, because what happened now is that, you know, most of the books them write about Rasta is not Rasta write them. Now we say in Europe, and as you are saying now in Japan, where most of the reggae musicians them is not Jamaican, and now we say people who come here study Rasta and go back as Rasta achievers, and is talking about Rasta from a mere philosophical and mere anthropological study. It's like them study Rasta and go up there now and become Rasta chiefs, really, because they know about Rasta, because they came here, them go down Trenchtown, them go a Bingi, them go Bobo Hill, and the Rasta is always feeling good when some foreigner come amongst them to spill them out. Yet still now, the musician is not getting to go again. The Rasta philosophy, the Rasta philosophy that people know is written in books that is not written by Rasta. And there's no Rasta basically on certain forums, you know, in the place. So I don't know how that works. I mean, how you feel about that?
It's very interesting in Mary University. Study about the folklore culture and Rastafari culture and I think that maybe can work out, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about it. Sometimes with my sister.
You're thinking about it?
Yeah, me and my sister and also other sister about newsletter a couple of years ago called Empress Voices.
Yes.
That is writing about Rastafari and Jamaica, and also there are some interview Jamaican Empress.
Yes.
Rastafari Empress, and in small letters, newsletters, but it's taken to many people. They are so interested in Rasta.
Yeah. So tell me something, you tour in Europe too? Or you just go to back Japan, come back to Jamaica, go to Japan, come back? You tour in Europe or America?
No, I never been Europe.
You never been to Europe?
No.
What about America?
I went to America.
You been to America?
I used to live in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I went to SOB and watch your show.
Oh, well, I used to perform there. You used to buy SOB?
Yes.
You're serious?
SOB.
That's funny. That's funny again, because I never know say you were from them time there. Okay.
I think 2 times I went there.
When I was there?
Yes.
But you never performed since you've been singing. How long now you singing?
Long years.
How much?
From 90s.
From the 90s?
Yes.
You never perform in New York yet?
I perform in smaller places, yeah.
Okay. Can I remember when you come to Kingston at the Reggae Conscious party and you surprise everybody? And I mentioned, I played your song to Baba Andy. You ever meet Baba Andy yet?
Well, I really want to see him. But when I recorded in Kingston that song, Baba Andy cover song.
Yeah.
to studio. Before go to studio, I saw Bob Marley on the way to go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right to the side of our car.
Mm-hmm.
But when the car was in the stop at the signal.
Yes, the top signal. Yeah, the top
signal, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Bob Marley was next to us and stopped and I held him.
You serious?
Yes.
You make me start talk like you, yeah? You make me start talk like you. That top signal. Okay. All right.
Yes.
You tell me something. You know Ivan goes to Chava restaurant, a Jamaican restaurant in Tokyo. Ivan Gold's name.
Oh, the lady who writes.
She's the only Jamaican who wrote a book about Japanese.
Yes. Every Japanese have that patois book.
Yes.
I have one too.
She's a good friend of mine, you know. If you go up there again, I say I yell her up for me. Because she have a restaurant
okay.
Here. She big.
Yeah, but I don't really speak to her personally.
Okay. Oh, yeah, man. Is a good friend of my family.
Oh, okay. She lives in Japan long years. And
years.
Yes.
She speaks fluent Japanese.
Oh.
Fluent. She speaks fluent Japanese. She has been there for, years, you know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And I've been to the last time I was in Japan, I came to Tokyo and the next place, but it was not reggae crowd that I was performing to, because it was not reggae scene. It was more like a house music, techno.
Yes.
When I sang them a while ago, those are the kind of poem we perform in a certain place that is not actually a reggae club.
How was it?
Yes, it was house and techno.
Oh.
But I am. So when your album coming out now? Well,
Soon.
It's amazing that you call me.
2 months, yes.
It's amazing that you call me tonight. I believe you.
It's come with Rasta chant, which is a big up Rasta community, and cover version of Bob Marley song, Let Them Say, we call it Let Them Chat. And what I go on, It's Love, and the Mandela song, and other songs with other artists. African Symbol label.
Yes.
Reggae tribute, called Reggae Tribute.
So you decide that Jamaica is your home now?
Jamaica is a home.
Yeah.
Now.
You decide that Jamaica is your home?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, yes.
You have a Jamaican passport? No, I'm asking if you have a Jamaican passport. Yeah. You don't answer.
I don't have a Jamaican passport.
Okay. So we can make the bridge look about that for you, man?
Yes.
Him have a Japanese passport?
No.
Something for you go at it, so. But you go to, like, how much time a year you go to Japan?
How much?
How much time a year you go to Japan?
How much time a year?
Yeah, you go to Japan, yes.
Go to Japan?
Yeah.
Each year go back to Japan.
How much time?
Each year.
Oh, it's once a year you go to Japan?
Half a year in Japan, half a year in Jamaica.
Okay, 6 months. Okay, you divide everything. Okay. So when you leave for Japan now? When you leave for Japan?
Soon. 1 week and thing.
Okay, you're going to do some show up there and thing?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. Give thanks for you.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for you.
Give thanks. And just big up African Symbol.
All right. Of course. Big him up, yes?
Yes. Respect.
Yeah, all right. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Yes. Yeah, that was a Japanese sister who live here in Montego Bay, and she make some tune where I don't know, but she have me talk like her a while ago, but it's very interesting we are going though, believe you me. it amazes I what is going on, because I remember the first time I go Japan was Sunsplash. When Sunsplash had toured the world, I was part of that world tour with Japan, with Sunsplash during Tony Johnson time, Dan Green, Ronnie Burke, and them man there. I think on that tour was Freddie McGregor. I think Freddie McGregor was on that tour, and I think where the Virginia sing, what's name again? I'm a Jamaica living in New York. Shinehead, yes, and Chalice. I think Chalice was there too. And we toured Japan, and it's like, I mean, like, you talk about like 60,000 people in the place. And then we go to the next city again. But we go back there after that. But we find a whole artist was going to Japan. As the Japanese lady has said now that expense, and right now you have enough Japanese reggae artists, they know. You don't need to carry no Jamaica again. And I see that is the same trend in Jamaica, in Europe too. You see, where you have a reggae festival with no Jamaican on it. And you have a lecture, a forum about Rastafari with no Rasta from Jamaica. And no Rasta from the Caribbean, as a matter of fact, involved in it. So, what we do, we actually, I don't know if it's a thing with black people do. Black people kind of stay away when it comes to it. Like we teach them the music, we love to sit down, and we teach them the cards and the this and the that. And then when them know it, we get left out. We get left out in the thing. Nobody can left me out, I don't know. Believe you me, what is mine is mine. Can't left me out of it at all. Yes, Cutting Edge.
Yes, Muta.
Blessed. How you doing, man?
Yeah, my man dingo, what?
Me know man dingo, man.
Just managed to catch the eye.
No, man, me know how you, man.
Thursday the 24th. Eh?
Your voice can't miss me, man.
Okay, alright.
You have to go turn down the radio door. You have to turn down the radio door. Come me hear me, you have to turn back the radio.
Oh, you hear? Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah. Yes, greetings this Thursday morning, you know, the 24th of April 2014. Kabaka Pyramid made his debut performance in Britain on Monday night, the 21st, at Hootenanny Club in Brixton.
Imagine band?
No, the band is a band known as the Artist Band, composed of 4 musicians.
Okay.
And excellent. Two of them, 3 of them, you know, 2 or 3 of them from Jamaica, but used to back Ijam and Levi, the bass man and things, seeing and the guitarist and so the artist band. Excellent performance, so and it was well received.
The club went perform, which part of that there? In London itself?
No, yes, in Brixton, 95 Efra Road, the Hootenanny Club in Brixton, where most of the top reggae artists who come through over the years performing.
So what the Brixton Academy? What the Brixton Academy? It closed down?
No, it's still going on, but that have a capacity of over 5,000. So, you know, you have other clubs, different sizes and that type of thing, you know. The Hootenanny hold almost 1,000.
What Island? What that story?
That closed down a couple years ago because they demolished that building to build the cross rail.
Because remember
the cross rail, yes.
One of my first
Astoria there by Tottenham Court Road.
One of my first performance, well, not the first, but one of my first performances in London was in the Astoria Theatre.
Yes, which was a well-known venue for reggae shows and so on. And Augustus Pablo used to perform there. All of the top reggae acts and things. But it was demolished a few years ago for things. And guess what happened to? Our school, Kingston Technical High School, really need of money, refurbishment. Because the state of some of the buildings there really deplorable. So we are on a fundraising type of thing. But I'm going to phone the eye another time.
You see, all right,
we'll try and phone later.
Them I try get me. All right, about 2 years ago, where them asked me to do a thing down Montego Bay.
Yes, I was told that you contributed and it was really good and so on.
What now is that them asked me this year again, but when I look for my date, them are not going to be here. I try to figure it out, because they have do a Pegasus. They have the function of Pegasus, and I say, why? School and people think them ask me again, but apparently clash with that date when I done work out with that date they already in a Florida somewhere about there. It's supposed to there,
Well, let's hope that something can happen, and even if you're not able to participate in that one, the reunion thing at Pegasus with the dance and that type of thing, it will be an ongoing thing.
So
it will be an ongoing thing, but yes, because we are Kingston Technical High School people, and as you and I know, our technical school is the oldest one in the island, founded in 1896, the very year when Emperor Menelik II led the Ethiopian army and defeated the Italians at the Battle of Adwa. Same year Kingston Technical was founded, And know say your heart is in the right place to support fundraising for Kingston Technical.
But we did I did have a TV program a couple years ago, and one of the program them was inside of the school itself, because Marcus Garvey Jr. and Lockley come where they manage shape way. When we used to go at they shape with certain consciousness and things. So we go down, they go do a program, and we go into the school and ask the students some question, and simple question about Garvey and about Africa, and them couldn't answer we at all. I mean, I said, then who we going to blame you now? Them say, blame the teacher, them, sir.
While what time we had teachers like Marcus Garvey Jr. and Lockley
Comrie. Watch out. My first connection with Malcolm X was an album named Message to the Grassroots, where Lockley play in our office for me. When he did it, he played in the office.
He did the same thing to me too, and at the time, as we know, with the U-Share regime, it was illegal for that album to be in Jamaica. Because Laxley had brought that album from England.
Yeah, we used to tear off, like all Black Power by Stokely Carmichael and Autobiography of Malcolm X. We used to have to tear off the cover and put another like Mills and Bones cover on it and make it look like... You could have got jail. Talk.
Yes. We could go jail and thing, and I have to remember other Black Power students at the time at Kingston Technical like Bert and Claude Bourne from Mountain View, Backbush area and so on, you know what I mean? For real, we really used to all of us part of the Black Power movement, and if my memory serves right, your first poem ever was published in the Black Man magazine
by Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey Jr. Marcus Garvey Jr.
Right, your first poem ever. Just as my first political article titled African Unity in the Caribbean was also published in that same
Black Man magazine.
Magazine. That me and Marcus Jr. and Savage Harold Smith used to go around the island on Saturdays and sell and reason with the people and that type of thing. But it was interesting a while ago hearing the Japanese talking and so, because it reminded me that quite some years ago, Alton Ellis, my favorite singer, said, Mandingo, when I first went to Japan, the vast majority of the artists come from Jamaica. But as the years go by, our numbers decrease and it's more Japanese until there is no need. Them having reggae festivals in Japan where there are no Jamaicans.
Yeah, well, you should say check them have a festival named Islands Latte Festival.
Yes.
And I asked if they're Jamaican. He said, no, a Japanese artist on it.
Exactly.
It's funny
and all of a sudden them become so-called experts on Rasta and on African thing.
But we saw this coming, We saw this coming, and we see now Europe is the same thing. We saw this coming for a long time. Say, they're going to come a time when...
It's the thing. It's this cultural infiltration, and we're not pulling no punches, It's a culture vulture, you know. And this is why Marcus Garvey himself said in Philosophy and Opinions and otherwise, it's about self-reliance. Because if we are not self-reliant and watchful and vigilant, other races of people will steal and incorporate our culture and pretend that is them originate our culture and they are the authorities on our culture. Right now, just last week, them had a so-called ska festival in Britain, put on by an English guy. And most of the ska artists are English guys.
Look here.
Them only have a smattering of ska artists from Jamaica like Derek Morgan.
Mandingo.
Who perform greatly.
Mandingo, you have hundreds of ska bands outside of Jamaica. And if you hold up one hand and count how much ska band in a Jamaica, just hold up one hand.
Yes.
And you're going to do it with down your hand, the one hand. And you have hundreds. I am told that you have about 300 ska band in America alone. Ska band in America alone.
Yes.
So it's like, but you see, the thing is, you know, as me does I said before, you know, we're kind of easy, you know. You see, because anytime we see foreigners, we kind of sit down with them.
Some of our people turn idiot. Them people say, oh, it's a good thing. And, you know, it's a slave mentality thing, you know.
Yeah.
Why people like that, you know. Them feel when other races come amongst us.
Them feel good and say, yeah, we are accepted. We are accepted now. And,
so in other words, it's a slave mentality where them craving acceptance from others.
Yes.
And that is the recipe for being a slave. You must never crave acceptance from others. When you are independent and self-reliant, as a Garvey, meaning a Pan-Africanist, you do not seek the approval and the license of non-Africans.
But not only that now.
Because you give yourself your own license.
When you go to Europe now, you know, the only people them on the stage, you know, is the Jamaican who are singing, you know.
You remember the other day when I phoned the I said the same thing which you agree with me, that I am against those Jamaican artists who tour abroad and they do not bring the Jamaican musicians, so them taking food out of the mouth of Jamaican musicians, and after a while, they, the singers and the DJs, will be replaced by Europeans,
of course,
like gentlemen,
no, but them start,
who are the so-called DJs and singers.
Brethren, them start with the musician, you know, and then next is going to be the artist. So you have, I remember, what's your name, Lisa Anna? Lisa Anna was making that statement at one function the other day. Just said she went to Poland and they had this big reggae festival and there was no Jamaican on the festival. She said she was surprised that this is a reggae festival with no Jamaican on the reggae festival.
Yes.
So we don't know how it go. People that about them not take with the music, but them go with it.
What you say? We who know better have to fight to ensure that we control our creations. It's like a few years ago, I was in Serbia at a music festival, and I was part of the reggae contingent, and I was playing music as a DJ in that capacity. And there was a Serbian band in Serbia, right? Eastern Europe, as you know. And the leader of the Serbian band, he and I were talking afterwards. And you know, said the boy have the fierceness. The Serbian boy said to me that yes, him respect the original reggae Jamaican musicians and so and so, but no reggae belong to them and everyone reggae is no longer from Jamaica. The boy had the bare fierceness to say that to me. So I take him on immediately and say, listen, get this straight. Reggae is the creation of the grassroots Africans of Jamaica. And it is ours. And don't come to me with you know what. You know the language where me say.
Yeah, but
say reggae belong to you and everybody belongs to the rest of the world.
I can tell you something, brethren. I can tell you something.
Yes.
There is a philosophy of one love in reggae right now, where people say reggae is for everybody. And reggae is have no color, and reggae have no this, and reggae have no that. So when you hear people tell you that, don't be surprised because we don't here so push it out there so that we're there. You know, see it? We are talking about reggae go free world and all that madness there, you know. And reggae like
yes,
reggae.
And the madness, well, not people like me on the ice still, but I over what you are saying on that type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a thing to try to cause infiltration and taking over of our thing. Because you notice other people's musical forms, Europeans, Chinese, Japanese also, they do allow other people to come and take over their cultural traditions, you know, and art forms, you know.
No.
Because they know that once you allow other people to come over and take over and commandeer your other art forms, then you are enslaved, because culture is a weapon. Culture is not neutral. Culture is a weapon, and you can be defeated culturally. You don't have to be defeated militarily.
No,
but if you are defeated culturally...
But that is the greatest defeat. That is the greatest defeat. A cultural defeat is the greatest defeat.
Precisely, because it's of the mind.
Yeah, because when you use a next man culture against him, it easy to penetrate in consciousness.
Say it again, Muta. Repeat that again.
When you use a man culture against him, it easy to infiltrate him consciousness and him environment. So you control him by that.
Precisely.
You know, so it's a thing. Anyway, we have to move here though.
Yeah, we have I'll leave this final one till later. It's like Shashamane. Haile Selassie levicated Shashamane, 500 acres for the Africans.
Yes.
Not a race of people, the Africans of the Western Hemisphere.
Yes.
Not the Chinese, Europeans, Indians, or Arabs, or anybody else.
Yes.
And all I want to do is read the preamble of the Ethiopian World Federation to show that Shashamane is for the Africans in the Western Hemisphere in gratitude for their support.
Of course.
See? And nothing no Chinese, no Europeans and them thing there.
Yeah.
See? It's I as African
people. Yeah, man. Give thanks, brother.
Straight up.
Give thanks.
Alright, give thanks. And we talk again.
Yeah.
With Mutabaruka, we are listening to our meds. You know here, cutting edge, the edge.
Cutting edge.
Yeah.
Listen. Yeah.
We love the program Star. Right, rich.
Give thanks, man.
Yeah. The reason why it doesn't happen with the brethren there about culture. Culture is a weapon that can be used against us.
Yeah. But then we use it against we.
Yeah.
You know, so we eat and the clothes we wear and you know the music where we try adapt is a weapon them use against us, man.
Yeah, we say me have this written on a notebook that we have, you know, right on the very top. We have it written down here. We say, right, watch the man, watch this. You see people, we don't have to go, you know, everybody comes and falls pretend, so they don't have to help us. Pretending, all they want to do is exploit it to the fullest, man. You don't have no friends. You have to do it yourself. So, what is that? If you're building 9 homes, and you know, build a library, the house is incomplete.
Yeah, you have to have a library in your house, yes?
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, brethren. Give thanks. Junior Delgado is asking the question, what am I doing here down in captive? So a long time we don't play this tune from Asta Awake, you know, and we have played this tune for Cabo, because this is where she get her name from, the Sacred Rock. Beautiful music, in a them hours a night, yeah. You know, I hear them tune up on no other radio station. Trust me, let me tell you that. Out of Ethiopia, music called Cabo, the Sacred Rock. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. So we go there with you little more from 2 to 5:45 on the stepping razor, the art of war.
Man, DJ Kev, Alabama.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, good night. How you doing, Kamuta?
Good day, man.
Go through the paces, not true?
Yeah. So we are saying
last week, we are saying how the YouTube thing, it's like they take off away, you know.
Which YouTube thing?
Like this program, them, man.
Oh,
and we go check online, 3 million views on the channel, you know.
For which channel?
Like in YouTube thing, man. I just the program.
Oh, you mean my program, them?
Yeah, 3 million. So that means 3 million people go to see that they know and listen to that.
Okay, eh?
Yeah, man. You know, check it out, man.
No, I mean, I look for myself. I listen to myself. I listen to myself.
So, the awareness has spread and I brother over almost 250,000. What if people are listening, man?
No, me know one time when somebody did send me go to the conversation with me and when me religious attack. Me see like about 100,000 people view it. So me I say, 100,000 people watch that something there. But no, you say how much million people? It gone so
3 million views.
Pan film something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So out of the world, count that. Enough people that.
No, enough people still.
But you see the internet and you know, like how you know, say the youth them not stuck on the internet. Them more fit up on the internet more than them that turn on them radio.
Yeah, me know that, man. Me know that. Them can't what them call it. Them can multitask. Them a listen to one thing and do next thing, yeah.
Yeah, you know how it goes. I have them phones, they're oblivious to everything. Yeah,
man. Them listen to the program, but them still a right though, them girlfriend.
Yeah, so if I out the road, so then you have to go then they give them a message. Anyway, them there.
Yeah.
So that's how it go. Like the program very informative tonight, man. Dr. Sebi there. You have to rethink certain things where you think they healthy and what is unhealthy.
Sebi the easy. It's enough tape about you know. Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I. If it was of you want to
pull them up, man.
Find them up, S-E-B-I. Yeah, no, but we know say you have other people out there. So I want to tell them, say, the man is Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I. So if you put in him name, you will see a whole heap of talk with him gay from here. And the talk, you ever talk about 35 years ago, and him talk, it's like...
Him still about?
I mean, if him still about, if that talk, it was 10 years ago, so he must know, almost 10, so he must know, say, him over 70 and not touch 80, you know.
Still relevant to this day.
By
the way, somebody something them in talk about.
Yeah.
You just get a book me I read now named Melanin. What makes black people black? You know that book?
Yeah. I mean, watch out, man. Me have the tape, man. Me have the tape, yeah.
Alright. So me I read it now and I show you how the melanin, certain things that we're supposed to eat to protect it and to nourish it.
Yes.
And what it do for it, as opposed to, you know, white people and things like, you know, this are the good something to know most people to get a certain understanding.
Yeah, man, the chemical,
you know?
vitamin D. That's what gives the vitamin D out of the sun. Give it that melanin, you know that way there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's in them fine country in a house, though, certain things I cannot even get.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Need to go to the sun sometime.
They are tuning in, man. We have a virgin from Bahamas that tune in since we start showing certain vibes.
Yeah,
the name Tennyson. But you see the place in America, I want church place, I'm saying can't express himself. I'm not the boy I understand, because you know, man, it's the more time you can't turn it up too loud, because you know,
from in my ear, you know, nobody else here, man. I mean, we know I go like them people who are driving, can't doom, and I'm going to be like, it can burn me, you know. Me know some man that turn up them car radio like everybody supposed to listen to what them and listen to.
Them and listen, true.
And them like know nothing we are going around them. If car blow them or police blow them, them don't know where going around them.
Yeah, like the preacher man, they're preaching at the bus for a day, man, and they tell him, say, boy, a public transport.
Well, him say, if you know why, you must come off. You think them easy? They're easy, then, if you know why, you must come off at the bus.
You see the thing when you play with the bongo where I talk to Andrea, to them really I play it and I listen and I look into it, you know. You see that freedom fight that we go on in slavery and our ancestors them were dead and thing. We black people in Jamaica, we never take it serious now. We more give thanks to say Jesus and them people that were not really help me in a freedom. They say we throw 400 years of freedom. So me I listen to the thing, you know, I come like me I want to cry, because me I hear the man describe how them a beat him and the same government we have now in power and
same government vote, them, and same people them, man.
So me I say how people all have vote said we like say them forgot them thing, but them don't
forget, them don't know about them thing. Them don't know about them thing, I don't forget.
That again.
Them make sure to the people them don't know now. We come here now come and try reverse all of that.
True.
Yeah.
Cause me never know till me start this. True.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, brethren.
Give thanks, Muta. Tomorrow you step in.
Of course, step in razor, of course. Alright, blessed. Yeah, man. Cabo. Sweet music. That's I forgot to talk to Cabo. To deal with Andrea Williams, it's a need to deal with Andrea Williams or something, but I know it's not Cabo can talk to her, so I'm going to make Cabo talk to her. Yes, cut to the edge.
Give thanks, Muta.
Blessed man.
First time caller, but long time listener.
Alright, so give thanks.
You know, sir, when me come in a while ago, me hear a little piece of that tape still. When I hear the full 100
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, but up to tonight, me saw a lot of garlic in a man.
But you saw like the garlic in your throat still, so like it lick you out. You saw like the garlic lick you out, man.
You know, really lick me out here, but me always, people always tell me say a good thing to swallow still. And
swallow it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't chew it up?
Yeah, man, chew it up, man.
So what you do it for? Where you swallow it for? Where you chew it up for?
You know, say the cold, me they
oh, you have cold. Okay.
I chew kind of smoke and things still.
Oh, you smoke? Well, you know, it's that the man I tell you, you know. You see, why them things don't make no sense is because of what you do. You see, when the man talk about God, I know God like how you think about God in the sky and them something they talk about, you know.
Yeah.
They talk about nature in its fullness.
Yeah.
But in order for you understand what man say, him say God. So when him say God, him talk about is a respect for God and move away from God, which now you move away from nature and God go do things what is antibody. So when you say you are smoke now and you have to use the garlic, prevent it better than to cure.
That's true.
You know, try when a car lick, you know, try unlick the car. You don't lick the car, you know, try. You know, it's like the car lick it already. You understand?
So much of them could have used instead of the garlic.
No, me not. No, you see, it's still not that's what I say. When I say, you say, the reason why the garlic is because you have smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
Then all you have to do is stop smoke and then you wouldn't have to take nothing.
Alright.
And that the man that show you know. The man that say it's an antibody thing we are work with, you know. That we want to do certain things. And when we go against God, which I wouldn't say God still, but I'd say when you go against nature, certain things happen to you. And then now, in happening to you, you have to go create things now to make that thing that stop happen to you. When you could have just don't make the thing happen to you by not doing the thing will make it happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So like now you are saying where you are going to take now instead of the garlic. I now recommend nothing. I just say stop smoke. It's simple. Alright, give thanks, Bridging.
No more ask the next question.
Yeah, well, you ask is advertisement have to come here now, you know. But go and talk little because the advertisement gone past the time. Talk.
I just the carrot part man here was
him now work with carrot. Him say him now work with carrot. Him now work with carrot. Now beetroot. None of them something.
Give thanks more.
Now yam or cocoa or machine.
Stubborn, but we still a listen.
Alright, so where the man come
from? Portmore.
Portmore? I wish part name Portmore.
No man, Portmore.
Okay. Go to your add tweet me. I've been saying that first name Portmore. Alright, sir. Blessed.
These up yourself.
Yeah.
With Mutabaruka, we are listening to our amends. You know here, continent, the end, The end.
Sure, because you know, say, entire gather up certain thoughts in your head, it also will poison you too, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder, you say you're sick of certain things, it's because of how you think. Because your thoughts help to feed certain enzymes or acid in your body. That's why it's not good for the animal more time, because when they slaughter the animal, you know, the slaughter and the animal leach certain enzymes, poisonous enzymes in the body of the animal. Just like when you fear, when you see a man hold a gun upon you, and you just feel a way funny in you, a poison that, you know. Yes. Cutting edge.
Greetings, Zion.
Blessed man.
Give thanks to the continental music, you know.
Ah, yes, Cabo.
And the ITEL information there. Very, very, very important. Very vital. Yeah, man. We want to share quickly some smitten words, you know. We call it roasted breadfruit. Black skin, anti-black thinking. Live and living colors like a movie showing at a mile. Happening in plantations, in lands of captivities and zone continental. What non-musical and pleasant bacchanal, so detrimental, so genocidal, black skin, anti-black thinking, embedded in the classes, political, religious boxes. Behold, one way goes the original race of all races, the other way goes the mental faculties and flexes, black skin, anti-black thinking. Rear, 1, 2, the oneness, the look and live consciousness. Whoso art over and beyond the know thyself test, same art pricelessly and eternally blessed. Black skin, anti-black thinking.
Give thanks, man.
Give thanks, Congo.
Alright, blessed. Yeah, man, that poem there. Yeah, that poem there. I love that one there, Bridget. I tell you the truth. That one there. That one there rough. Believe it. Edge.
Here, Mutabaruka.
Blessed man.
Blessed man, how the man there? Rastafari. Here they are.
Yeah, man, Rastafari, man.
Yeah, man, now says a great program. Just listen to that documented speech there. Okay,
Dr. Sebi.
Yes, and it's so striking that when he mentioned the part about the food, and then I realized about art of war with the music, the art of war.
War against it,
yeah, food is one of the weapons of the music.
Of course, that is the main thing. It's not guns, you know. It's not gun, because you know it's the gun man. Him stay outside, you know, at your yard, you know. The food come right in your house, by your
table.
Yeah, man. And meanwhile, you look for the gun man, you know. You eat a hamburger in your house. You understand? So, you eat a nice curry goat or some cow or hog or pig or something like that.
So, I know, so the science part of it high though, because if we really self-reliant onto the culture, we can become more.
Yeah, man. Positive to himself, independent.
Yeah, we can become more, you know.
Yes.
We can become more to become. January, the time kind of short, but blessed love for the program, man.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. No rubber. Yes, blessed.
Feeling.
Blessed man.
The man saying in the song a while ago, a line where him say, a car draw down resemble Night Rider.
Yeah.
I remember he have some police car with it black.
Yeah.
Some Opel and he have another car named Granada.
Yeah.
Then if I just start come to my mind, just a one line there, and I choose him here or something like that.
Yeah, well, an old time tune, man. After a long time, I tune I make it on.
Yeah, man. And I just start striking when
them tune, they attack because them did have them kind of car, so that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, man, and it just might be in much years after now still, you know?
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks to the program as well, man.
Alright.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Iceman, the culture with the mic in my hand.
Police kill him, you know? Yes, in a lock up, police kill him.
You should pick it up like a...
Where they are? EL? What?
Remember one them.
Yeah, Muta.
Blessed man.
Alpha Rowan.
Wait a man.
Mom there, I know. Why, me I tell you, sir, I have 2 daughters, one of them are 13, the other one are 8. I can't get them to eat no meat. If you buy all the chicken, give them...
Where you try to get them to eat meat for?
But just listen to me, I said, if you buy this cat, remember, you know, as youth, through the mother diet stage, she eat them things them more time, but now, the chicken stay in the fridge and all, John just grow up on it. I give thanks, you know.
But John just go in your fridge? What kind of fridge?
If you give them the chicken, them leave it all in the fridge till all John just grow up on it.
But that may ask you how John just go in your fridge?
If you give them it, that's to grow up on it. You know me, I give thanks.
Yeah.
Come a 13-year-old look like a normal 13-year-old. She remind me when me small, you know.
Yeah.
Cause you know me small body and such a small body. She don't have them 2 big something up on her chest. She look like she a grow proper. You know and them not move animalistic neither.
You know, sir, today, believe you me now, you don't believe it. And today, me I look through some CD where me have, I see a picture of one of the CD jacket. Let me say, but wait, remember that virgin there? And them give me a CD the other day too, you know.
Yeah. No, I asked me for a song, you know. When I tell when I hear a reason, I talk about a song and the song depend it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I give the last one there. Yeah, the one song named Weak Heart Rasta, it depend it.
Yeah, man.
See? So that's why I give. You see them information in the food.
Yeah.
But I tell them Muta. A long time we are preaching something. But they say we are madman, you know.
Yeah, well, let them say.
They get me.
But we're mad,
say, you know,
we're mad. I don't know nothing.
Really and truly, because, you know, I remember one time as a youth, when I learned trade, you know, to the way I used to argue, and my man said to me, that my supervisor, he said to me, you know, say, you're Rasta. I said to him, say, Rasta. You know, say, the first thing when a man is mad, his head get locks. You know, I say, anytime you see me a locks, man, I'm mad.
Yes.
You know, mad, I know in a motor.
Yeah.
Yes, so what them call me mad.
You accept it.
Yes.
All right, sir.
You know. But I say give thanks to them in for the still, you know.
Give thanks,
and
man.
Keep the fire burning.
All right, every time.
Listen.
Yeah. In smoking sense a million. You gotta give thanks some praise on.
You know they say England with there. Yeah, England with there with the music.
Do it, John. Murder.
Where they are England still. How we gonna go with England, you know, pure England we are work with till the program. Bitty McLean out of England. This is the Cutting Edge and RFM.
No politician can come round here. All politicians stay far from here.
Dub poet style. The man who never try gay. Order of the British Empire, and him said, no, we don't want that, you know. We can't write poem against Queen Elizabeth and then I come take honors from her. Yes, Benjamin Zephyr.
Give me back the real true Bible.
Well, not British artists, but artists who live in Britain. The man called Matrix is here for a program. We are work late next week. And that me here say, Cutting Edge have extended. Cutting Edge next week will be extended. I don't know where Matrix are go. Where you go, Matrix? You gonna get a shot? Matrix coming down with 2 back in the back with me want a shot. If not, do the them thing they go and go to a pure gunshot out the pan him. Matrix come and let me want a shot. And what kind of talk that? We are Rasta with the talk that we are there about if you want a shot. And a 2 back him up there, I'm not so we shoot out back no time and everything. Anyway, we just tell you say within the levels are now Matrix come film program. So you know say we are gonna continue the journey in England still. I still England we're there, you know. England we're there. Listen.
Now clap your hands and stamp your feet. But this happens to be a treat wild treat.
You say little more from this will come forward. Stepping rays are the art of war. Matrix stand up over me. I show me same have the same kind of food. I suffer me, I start suffer when me have them kind of food. You know? I don't like me like the food like that too. The kind of suffer, you know see it. So when you are show up, when you are show up for them food, that means that you're kind of food that. Me not proud of my food, but kind of tell elastic tie it up. Every time Elise can come in with elastic, me take it away the camera and say my phone. Every time my phone drop, everything drop out tight. All the SIM can't drop out. Me just get some elastic. Every time I say Elise can with elastic, they don't tie up my phone. Your phone not drop like my one. The phone one a band-aid there. Then a band-aid this one. A band, nobody touch.
No, watch that.
Your phone look like the policeman, them phone man. It's so we are go out now and Matrix say more hear a tune, so we're gonna play it for you.